Welcome to Spoil Me Nisi. It's me, Nisi, here, and I hope that you're all doing very well. So today I wanted to just make a very brief video about, I guess, some of the dangers of marrying, I guess, on television, or marrying on Married at First Sight. Even though I do have some issues with the series of Married at First Sight, I do ultimately love the show, and I've seen every season of the show. But one thing I'm learning this year, and I know that some of you guys probably already knew this, but I'm flabbergasted at the fact that they did actually, like, for real get married. Like, these people, like, really got married. And I don't know, like, for all these years while I was watching the show, I mean, I kind of knew they got married, but I didn't know if, like, they, like, really for real legally got married. And they do. And that's crazy. It's very, very crazy to me, especially since a lot of times the couples don't work out and they have to get, like, a real life divorce. And a divorce is a really big thing. You know, sometimes one person wants a divorce and the other one doesn't. And then you have sometimes where both people seem to want a divorce, but only one person is willing to sign the divorce papers. Like, for example, in season 9, I think Amber and I forgot his name, but Amber from season 9, she revealed that her divorce from her husband from the show just finalized in December of 2020. That means they went, like, over a year after the show filmed and aired, and they were married all that time. They were estranged. I mean, he treated her like dirt on the show. But they broke up. They didn't even wait until the reunion to break up. They broke up, like, before that. But he wouldn't sign the divorce papers. After everything that he put her through, he wouldn't sign them. He had his reasons, but he wanted, like, his lawyers to do whatever. I don't know. But whole point is he didn't sign them. Now, I'm not sure if anybody else from the show had that issue where the person that they married and decided to part ways from didn't sign the divorce papers. But I do know that on Instagram yesterday actually, I went to Chris's Instagram page. I actually follow him on Instagram as well as, like, other people from the seasons. I followed them on Instagram just out of curiosity, just to see how they doing, you know. And he pretty much posted what I guess appears to be one of the pages of the divorce letters or something like that. And it shows his name, and he signed, and it shows her name, but there's no signature. Now, when I first saw this document, I didn't know if it was divorce papers or not, because the document that he showed, it doesn't really mention, like, divorce or anything like that. You just can kind of, like, assume that it does. But what confirmed it for me was in the caption. Chris says, "Third time signing this!" ! He was told back in May that they would file. I'm assuming he means Paige, but I'm not 100% sure how that works. And he said they haven't yet, so he's going to file himself. And he said maybe he, quote unquote, manipulated her not to sign. So that pretty much lets me know that he's saying that she didn't sign, that she didn't file, maybe her team or her lawyers or whatever. And then I see that he took a jab at her a little bit there, because I know on the show, you know, it was implied and said that he might have, like, manipulated her in a lot of ways, which he did. And in his caption, he's pretty much, I guess, throwing a jab and, you know, pretty much like, why haven't you signed, or why haven't you filed, or why is it still taking this long for the divorce to be done? To be honest, after how the season ended and how the reunion ended, I would have thought that both of them would have been eager to sign those divorce papers. Like, I would have thought that Paige and her team or whoever will be, like, running to sign those divorce papers. But in the end, it looks like like Chris allegedly is having some trouble getting his wife, Paige is still his wife, to sign those divorce papers. Now I did go to Paige's page and she's not saying anything about it. And you know what? She's a class act. I'm actually happy that she doesn't have everybody in that portion of her business. But I do wonder what's going on with that. You know, I was kind of hoping that maybe she would come out a little bit and talk about that, because that's a little weird, right? Especially since like all the trauma that she experienced from like the show, from him. You know, I would have assumed that she would have been like the first person to sign and file and want to be done with it. But, you know, Paige is a woman that seems to have certain great values, and she took the wedding and the marriage very seriously. So considering how seriously she did take everything, that can kind of explain why she's not signing them yet, because just like marriage is a big deal, so is divorce. And she, after everything that she went through, she really should be able to do everything on her own terms and in her own timing. But I do think that that's a weird situation. But in the end, you know, God bless her. I'm still rooting for Paige. I hope that, you know, I hope that we see one day that she finds someone after they get their divorce, because, you know, that's committing adultery, I guess, if she does it any other way. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I found this information out and I couldn't wait to share it with you guys, just in case if anyone else knows anything about it. Yeah, that's a little tricky. So yeah, I love Married at First Sight, but if you are thinking about going on the show, that is a real marriage, and that's a lot. So anyway, that concludes this video and what I want to say. If you haven't already done so, as always, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys next time, God willing. Peace, and God bless you all in Jesus' name.